I'll never forget that Wednesday evening. It wasn't supposed to be a memorable day, just another quiet night with my wife, Sarah. I expected the usual dinner together, some small talk, and a calm evening before bed. But life had other plans. As I pulled into our driveway, a bright, flashy sports car caught my eye a few houses down. It was out of place. No one in our neighborhood owned something like that. My instincts went on high alert. Then I saw her. Sarah, my wife, stepped out of the car. She was wearing that red dress, the one I had bought her, the one I told her made her look beautiful. She knew it was my favorite, and now she was climbing out of another man's car, with him holding the door like some chivalrous prince, a man I vaguely recognized, a man who was not me. I froze. She looked radiant, almost smug, as she walked up our driveway. Heads turned. Neighbors stared. A few pretended to take videos of their kids, but I knew what they were really filming. She knocked on our front door. She didn't even have her keys. She was acting like a guest in her own home. My mind reeled. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. When I heard the back door creak open, I knew she'd let herself in. Her heels clicked against the tile floor as she approached. Then her voice broke the silence. "I'm sorry, honey. It was a mistake." A mistake. That word sounded so pathetic. Forgetting milk at the store is a mistake. Leaving laundry in the washer overnight is a mistake. What she did, there was no word for that kind of betrayal. I stood up and walked away, leaving her in the doorway, draped in guilt and cheap perfume. That night, I didn't sleep. I paced the house, remembering every time she'd come home late, every business trip, every unexplained text. Had there been other nights? Other flashy cars? By sunrise, I had made two decisions. First, I wasn't going to let her off the hook easily. Second, I needed coffee because this was going to be a hell of a fight. When Sarah suggested therapy, I laughed. Not a warm, amused laugh, a bitter, hollow one. Therapy? As if talking about her infidelity with a stranger would somehow erase what she'd done. Still, I agreed. Not because that believed it would help, but because I wanted to hear her squirm. To watch her admit it over and over again. Dr. John Willis was our therapist. Calm, composed, probably used to couples with far less explosive problems. Sarah looked fragile, her hands clasped, her eyes hopeful. She was trying to piece herself back together after smashing our lives to bits. Dr. Willis asked, "Why don't we start with how you're both feeling?" I stayed silent. Sarah jumped in. "I know I made a huge mistake. I'm sorry, David. I want to fix this." Her words rolled off her tongue like a script. The same sorry I've been hearing since that Sunday. "How do I feel?" I finally replied. Betrayed. Humiliated. Furious, take your pick. "Those are valid feelings, David," Dr. Willis said. "But the goal is to work through them." I leaned forward. "How do you work through seeing your wife step out of another man's car in front of your neighbors? How do you work through being that guy in the viral video of the unfaithful wife in the red dress?" Sarah flinched. Good. Then, surprisingly, she broke down in tears. "I didn't think about how it would hurt you. I was selfish and ashamed." Dr. Willis tried to smooth things over. "It's important that she's taking responsibility. That's a step forward." "Too little too late," I said. The session was mostly me venting and Sarah apologizing while Dr. Willis tried to mediate. At one point, he asked me what I needed from Sarah. "I need trust. But how do you rebuild something that's been completely destroyed?" Sarah sobbed quietly. I didn't care. When the session ended, Dr. Willis gave us homework. I ignored it. On the way to the car, Sarah reached for my hand. For a second, I nearly let her take it, but I pulled away. At home, things were cold and mechanical. I moved through the house like a ghost. We slept in the same bed only because we had no choice. Every time she moved, I flinched. Eventually, I started sleeping on the couch. Communication was reduced to logistics. What time's the parent-teacher conference? Or, where's Scene's homework? Sarah tried. She lingered near me, cooked my favorite meals, even made jollof rice with grilled chicken and fried plantains. I barely touched the plate. She sat across from me with hope in her eyes. I let the silence smother her. The kids noticed. Scene, our oldest, started asking questions. "Why don't we talk to Mom anymore?" I gave vague answers. But kids aren't stupid. One night after dinner, he said, "You should apologize to Mom. She looks sad." That nearly broke me. Our daughter Carrie reacted differently. She became clingy, always asking for hugs or bedtime stories. At first, I thought she was being sweet, but then I realized she was scared, scared of losing me too. Even when I was with the kids, I wasn't really there. My joy was gone. All I could think about was Sarah stepping out of that car, that smug smile on her face. At night, I'd sometimes catch myself looking at her while she slept. Peaceful, vulnerable. Part of me wanted to shake her awake and scream. Another part wanted to hold her and forget. Instead, I went to the garage and hit the punching bag. It became my sanctuary. Then came the neighborhood fallout. Our private hell had become public spectacle. Everyone had seen the video. I became that guy. People stared. Some laughed. One idiot even left a note on my desk. Plenty of fish in the sea, Dave. He got suspended for 2 weeks after I reminded him not to cross boundaries with my fist. Even the kids weren't spared. Scene got into a fight at school. Carrie started drawing sad faces on my stick figure and family pictures. Then Sarah came to me and said, "I want to apologize to the neighbors." I laughed in disbelief. She actually did it. Went door to door in jeans and a plain t-shirt, apologizing to people who'd filmed and mocked her. Some accepted. Others slammed the door. The ice cream truck guy, he shouted, "Too late, lady." She came home shaking. I thought it would help, but it didn't. "It's not about them," I said. "It's about us." "What can I do, David?" "I'll do anything." I don't know I replied honestly. But she kept trying. She cooked. She cleaned. She helped the kids. She even joined me on my late night runs. And one night, something changed. She surprised me with a sign. I was wrong. "Please forgive me." She crawled, literally, down the street as the ice cream truck played in the background. Neighbors stared. Some laughed. Some recorded it. And she didn't care. "I'll do whatever it takes, David," she said, crying. I helped her to her feet. "We'll see," I replied. We took a family picnic soon after. That day, watching the kids laugh and play, I felt something shift. Not forgiveness, but the tiniest crack in the wall I'd built. Sarah signed us up for a couples retreat. I almost said no, but I saw in her eyes she wasn't just trying to fix us. She was trying to fix herself. We went. We talked. We cried. We didn't fix everything, but we began to climb. One night back home, she said, "Thank you for giving me another chance. I know I don't deserve it, but I promise I won't let you down." I reached for her hand. It wasn't much, but it was something. Forgiveness doesn't happen all at once. Healing isn't linear, but we were finally moving forward, step by painful step. And for the first time in a long time, I felt something I thought I'd lost. Hope.